Hello and welcome to Sylvan Mist Designs. Tonight I'm actually going to draw out my pattern with you. I have got in front of me an 8x10 canvas that has been prepared already. Now this one I purchased as a black canvas, so I did not paint or gesso this one myself. But some time ago, a couple months back already, I had actually sprayed this with a very, very light mist of a clear glaze. That's why it's a little bit shiny. That's going to help me with the corrections of mistakes if there are any. It's going to give this a nice smooth flat surface, and then it's going to make it very, very easy to erase any lines as well. So today all I've got in front of me, I have got a compass. For the pencil that I'm using, I just have charcoal. And then I've got a 4B art eraser, nice and soft. Okay, now since this is an 8x10 canvas, I know that half is going to be 4, but I don't want the circle that I'm going to be drawing to touch the edges. So on the inside of the compass, I'm actually going to go to maybe about there. Okay, 3 and 3. Now I'm going to kind of eyeball the midline here. And what I'm going to do, let's put, okay, I'm going to put the compass probably about here. So it's about a finger width away from the edge. Okay, and I'm going to test that here on this side. Okay, so it's going to come close to the edge. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to make a circle with this. Now with the compass, since this was a 4, I'm going to go down to about a 2 3/4. And I'm going to line this up. Oops, I'm going to go this direction. Let's see. About here. Again, I can see that pinprick, you may not be able to. And I'm just going to eyeball what I think is a good distance between here. And I'm going to bring that around. And then I'm going to bring this side around. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Okay, since it's a little shiny. But essentially that's just a crescent moon there. I'm going to take and remove the line here, that outer edge of the circle. There is that. I'm going to take this charcoal pencil out of my compass. Darken the lines just a little bit. All right, I know that they're not all that visible. I don't want them to be too visible. There. Okay. All right, I think that works. Now, what I'm going to do, I've kind of got this midpoint, and I'm going to place a little dot for myself there, okay, because that's where the pinprick was. So now I have this kind of line to work from. I'm going to put in a mandala here to start with its edge here, and then it protruding outward. I have got a hold of my helix. This up. And okay, actually, just so that it makes sense, So the 0 is going to be on this line here. And I'm going to drag that back to here. All right, let me move my canvas up just a little. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, this part's a little bit tricky because the charcoal pencil actually doesn't fit into the slot. So I just have a mechanical pencil that I like to use for this. Let me see if I'll be able to see the lines here. Yep, okay. All right, just making 100% sure. Okay, so now I've got that at 0, okay. Now I've got to determine how many points I want. While this is still in place, okay, let's go ahead and get a little line drawn here. I'm going to do every other hole. And then that should probably be enough as far as those lines are concerned. Okay, now, again, I'll tilt that just a little bit so you can see that. Now, it does exceed the edge of this here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go back over this. So we know where the edge is. There. Okay. So I think that's pretty visible now. That's going to be the biggest one, right? Now for the smaller ones, I am going to be putting in a couple of smaller ones here. I don't know necessarily if I really need to mark them because they're going to be small. I did just want to at least make sure I had this one in. But you know what we could do? Let's just do maybe a circle here. Let's do another one. So I've got 2 main ones here, and then I'll figure out the rest. So I've got the basic design here. We're going to be doing some other stuff with this, but at least that's the basic. That'll give me exactly what I need to get started. I do have a color palette that I'm going to be working with that I actually do need to mix this time. That's a little bit different for me because I usually just go with whatever paint colors I have and kind of just make maybe a shade or something of it. But I'm actually decided against that this time. I'm going to get out a couple of colors. I'm going to put this to the side for a moment, and then I will be right back and we'll do some mixing. Okay, so now I'm back and let's do a little bit of paint mixing. One of the first colors that we're going to do is a light kind of powdery green. Now, I do have this Hauser light green, which is almost perfect, except not quite. It's still a little bit dark. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of that. And then I'm going to add just a dot of white. Let's lighten that up just a bit. Yep, that already looks fantastic. It's really close to what I want. So there's one down. I need a purple that is also kind of that powdery color. I do have this wisteria. You know what? That's actually not bad on its own. I was thinking about adding a touch of gray to this just to give it more of a kind of a powdery look, but actually this might be okay. But the next one though, let me see if I can make this. A little bit of magenta. and gray. The base color that I'm looking for is called Chalet, except I don't know if I'll be able to get it that close, but if I get something that I'm happy with, I don't care if I'm that close. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. All right. Yep. These beautiful pale pastel colors. Beautiful. Okay. And then I need a dark gray. I have some other dark grays, but not in deco art. So I'm gonna make one here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add just a little bit of black. And then I may tint this with a little bit of maybe the wisteria, or a dark purple. Because I have a black background, I do want something dark, but I don't want it to blend in that far. I like that. It has just a light tinge to it, so I like that. And then the only other thing I'm gonna go ahead and add on my palette is just some straight light gray, and this is Gray Sky. I've got my color palette laid out. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Let me get my canvas set up. I've got all of my tools lined up over here. I've got the one tool for the swoosh, which again is just the nail art tool, the 0.5 tipped end, and Happy Dotting Company for the flat edge tools. Let's go into these colors. I should probably start with a nice light one. You know what? Let's start with this here. And I'm gonna go right into a 9, and I'm gonna get a center dot in here. Now I probably won't be using anything that large again, so I'm gonna put that tool aside. Let's go into, yep, I think we'll go kind of small. We'll start with a 1. I'm only carrying these dots around to the edge of the crescent moon shape. We'll go up to a 2. And then let's get some green introduced into here. Now I'm going to jump up to a 4. Okay, let's get some more dots of this color in. In a little bit of walked dots. Let's do a 1.5. And I'll put the walks at a 1. Now I'm going to go to a 2.5. We're going to go into the lighter gray, and I'm going to get some little mini swooshes in here. And now let's go with a larger. I think we had a 4 there, so let's go up to a 5. And I'm going to add in another row of blocked dots. And I'm actually pausing just for a moment. It might be kind of fun here to break this up a bit. We're going to go into the 5, and this is that green. I'm going to go with 2.5 and for the top it's here, and we're going to go back into this just standard purple, this wisteria. And then a 1.5 for the walk dots. We're going to add another row, so that's going to be 3.5, and we're going to be in the same purple family here. Same thing, we're going to go down a full step for the walk, which is a 2.5. All right, now we need to get some swooshes in. So we're going to start with the dark gray, and I'm going to go into a 4. And I'm going to start that right up here. Right, and then with the light gray, I'm just going to go in and do a very small swoosh here. And I'm not going to drag it all the way down. We'll let it end here about that 3rd dot. When I say 3rd dot, I mean 1, 2, 3 from this walk here. Now the corners of these came just along the curve of the crescent, so that's perfect. Now I probably want to get a break in here. So let's go to the green. I think I probably want 4. Okay. Now, I'm sure you've noticed, as far as the grid lines are concerned of the compass marks that I made, I'm not really following them too closely. The one things, as far as the outward ones here are concerned, the ones that I'm really concerned about are the other arches, and that's something that I'm going to follow with this one here. So just so that you know that I knew, let's go ahead and put some dots in right along this one here. Let me tell you, that is not my strong suit. I hate doing lines like that. I try to avoid them wherever I can. It looks like there's these 2 right here that I'm going to adjust if I can. That's better. Not perfect, but that's better. To make it look a little better though, what I'll do, let's take the 0.5 and let's go into the light gray, I think, and let's get some dots in here. Now doing this helps make it look a little straighter, fills in the gaps there. There, that cleans it up just a bit. I'm not going to say that now it looks like it's perfect because it doesn't. But you'll see how it works. Okay, so now I do still have some room here. And so what I want to do is add in some additional swooshes. And we're going to do that in the light here. Okay, now that we have that break, I'm going to pause here for a little bit. And the next one that we'll do is another set of walked dots out here. All right, I am going to be taking a break for the evening. You won't actually notice. I will be back probably tomorrow working on this again, and we'll see you then.